movies running all evening. We have Ghostface.
Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah. Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station, right now if you want the best content.
Oh, thank you. I was muted in 2 places. My apologies. Welcome to Destination Station. I'll do my whole spiel again. What the hell? Bringing back horror talk. Glad to be here. It's been a while since we have done horror talk. Let me know if the sound is good on your end. I didn't realize I was muted twice. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about upcoming horror movies. I know that we always talk about Scream. We do a lot of watch parties over here. And I just want to show some other love for horror films on here, especially movies that are coming up. This is something that we don't really normally do, but there are some really good horror films that you want to keep on your radar coming up very soon. So that's what tonight's stream is about. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm just going to play it as it goes. It's just been a while since we've done this. I hope you like this type of just sit back, chill, grab some snacks, grab your favorite beverage, and I want to hear your questions in the comment section. Just what are you most anticipated to see? Because I have a few on my radar that we're going to talk about tonight, and it's a great time to be a horror fan because right now there's a lot of movies that are getting like a reboot or some of them a remake, which is kind of weird because we don't see too many remakes now, but there's just a lot of stuff that you need to keep on your radar. And I'm actually going to see tomorrow night, and I will have a right out of the theater reaction of Clown in a Cornfield. I have no idea what I'm getting into. I don't know if it's Terrifier level. I don't know if it's It level, Stephen King's It. I don't know if it's some baby back bullshit. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I know that it's a novel. But it's something that I do want to see. It seems like it's right down my alley. My guilty pleasure is slashers, so I'm a little bit biased. I give it a little bit more, what do you say, a little bit more grace, than other films. But I think it's going to be a fun movie. I think it's the same director that did Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and it just sounds like there's like a small town, a group of teenagers. There's a masked clown killer named Brendo, and that's it. Go like it's you don't need this huge big premise. And I think it may be a whodunit. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know a lot of people was able to see this movie before like the release this weekend, and I no spoilers for sure if you have seen this movie early, but I'm looking very forward to seeing this. I need something to scratch that itch. We have had some good films recently. I saw Sinners, which I still haven't done a review for. I still need to do that. Let me know if you want me to do that. All right. I saw it twice actually. I saw it again this past weekend because I just wanted to go see it a second time. It's one of those movies that's got a lot of layers. and I didn't know if I was just going to judge it off the hype or what. Plus, I had a lot of visitors in town, so I didn't have a chance to do the review. I kind of forgot about it, but I will still do it if you want it. I do have some opinions about it on the second viewing, but coming off of that and going into something like Clown in a Cornfield, I got to lower my expectations just a little bit, right? Even though that Clown in the Cornfield is probably going to be a lot of fun, just on a different level, right? It's just a different cup of tea, and that's okay. That's okay. Just know what you are and make the most of it. It's all about execution. I whenever I was younger, I had a huge like fear of clowns after watching the original miniseries of It. Tim Curry as It just terrified me whenever I was a kid. And I related to a lot of those kids because I was one of those kids that would, me and my neighborhood kids, we would play around in creeks and there's like sewer systems connected to it, which is really gross now that you think about it, but that's what we used to do back in the 90s, okay? And the 80s. And just, with Tim Curry playing it, it was just awesome. It was so great. I wish I could always watch that. I've always said this. I wish I could watch the original It miniseries on the big screen. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I would definitely pay money to see that. Even though I do love the remake with Skarsgård, fantastic. But I don't think that Clown in the Cornfield is going to be that level. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to take it that even though that it was a novel as well. That's Stephen King. All right, you can't really mess. You can't. It's hard to reach that level. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Is anybody else excited to see Clown in a Cornfield? Like I said, I'm going to see it tomorrow night. It is going to be a late viewing. I'm thinking about, doing a live stream afterwards and just kind of having like a live stream, discussion. Maybe I'll do it sometime over the weekend. Give some people some time to see it and get like a little bit of chatter going before I do a live stream. But I will have a right out of the theater reaction. I will have a review for it for this weekend. But yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts about Clown in a Cornfield. Is it something that's on your radar? I think it's produced by Shudder. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really do. I think that there's going to be fun to have. It just seems like a simple slasher. I hope there's like a little bit more to it as far as like kills. I saw a couple of things that I wish I didn't see, like there's somebody working out and everything, and then like Friendo comes with like a saw and puts it on the bar and like shoves it down. Kind of reminded me of that scene in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 where the girl was working out and like Freddy came and like pushes her arms down and like her elbows split into like roach arms and like you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to go that crazy, but that's all I can. That's the first thing that came to my mind, and you know how big of a Fredhead I am if you've been a subscriber of the channel. Let's get to the chat. Let's see who's all up in the house and get some conversation going. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on Clown in the Cornfield. Have you read the novel? Do you know anything about this? Have you even seen the trailer? Is this on your radar? Are you going to see it this weekend? I know that a lot of people have already seen it. I haven't heard a lot of people going to see it this weekend, though. I don't know if it's like one of those. It's like one of those movies that like a lot of people saw it like an early screening, but now that's been hush hush up to the release. But I'm looking for a good time. I need something. I need something in my life right now, and Clown in a Cornfield still feels like it's just going to scratch my corn. I don't know what that means. King Matthew III's in the house. The top 3 upcoming horror films I'm hyped for is Final Destination 6, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Scream 7. Yes, and we're going to be talking about some of those tonight as well. So yes, those are definitely at the top of my list as well. King Matthew III also says, my prediction for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer film is Ray will be the killer, because if I remember correctly, he was targeted by Ben Willis as much as the rest of the group. That's a good theory. That's a really good theory. I have some thoughts on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Especially after that trailer, I'm looking forward to it. We will be doing a watch party of all 3 I Know What You Did Last Summer. I know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer, and I'll always know what you did last summer. So I'm looking forward to rewatching all those films because they were one of those films that I just watched all the time. It was just on the regular, and had a huge crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt. Who didn't? And so yeah, but that's a good theory, dude. My thing is like after watching some of that trailer, and I wish I had some of the clips here I could show you. But if you rewatch that trailer of I Know What You Did Last Summer, uh, it looks like the fisherman is using other stuff than just the hook, like a spear gun and stuff. Like I think that's really cool. But there's certain things like I don't know if they're using the actual like actor underneath the slicker or if they're using a stunt double, because like in Scream they use a stunt double, so you kind of don't ever know who it is. You can't like size them up, but in this one it feels like you could kind of size them up a little bit. And I think that like there's a scene near the end of that trailer where the killer's coming after somebody. It's a very small frame. It looks like the slicker is just suffocating them. Like there's so much room in there. And I'm kind of like, is that a smaller lady in this? Or is this just a bad shot? Or what? Honestly, after the trailer of I Know What You Did Last Summer, the Legacy sequel, I was kind of I felt meh. Like I've wanted this for so long, especially after that horrendous Amazon show. I couldn't even get through it. But once I saw that this was going to be a legacy sequel, and I've always been a fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer, especially I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I think I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is a lot more watchable and a lot of good a lot more kills. It's a little bit more fast paced. It's got humor. It's got more action. It just feels a little bit more epic, I guess. I just, man, I don't know. Like this felt like something like it's happening again. It looks like this time it's like a car crash off of a road, and I don't really know how like this is playing out, how this is going to tie in. And how does Ray and Julie tie into this stuff? Like I see that they go for help for Julie because it looks like she's like a professor or something at some college, and they go and ask for help, and she asks like, "What did you do last summer?" And so there has to be some sort of connection. It's going to be really odd if there isn't, if it's just like a one off and it's not connected to the first film at all. It'll feel half baked a little bit. Ray seems like he's probably like the person that stayed in town. He's going to, the town meetings, and he's like, this has happened before and blah, blah, blah. And he seems like he might be like the paranoid one to try to like, he's been warning people for years. I hope they don't go. That's another thing that I hope that they don't go is too far with his character on that level. I don't want Freddie Prinze Jr. and Ray to be that annoying old man in those Friday the 13th movies that's warning all the kids and the whole townspeople, just, you're doomed. I've been trying to tell y'all you shouldn't do that. Like, I don't want that to be the only level and the only connection that Ray has. I hope there's some significance there. And I hope that there is some scenes with Ray and Julie together that are meaningful, not just like real quick or anything like that. I don't know, but that's a really good theory. Ray being the killer. I mean, that would be a huge twist. And I hope that that's one thing we do get is that there is a really good twist and motive behind this one. And I want to know how they're going to ditch like the body. Are they just going to leave the car like wrecked down there, or like are they going to like drop it off into I don't know how you get it out of there and then drop it off into the water, unless there's like an opening down at the bottom somewhere that they can push it off. So I want it, just make it make sense. Dominic St. Clair's in the house. What's up, buddy? Hey everyone. Hey Destin, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. A Troll Campbell, sounds good. What's up, everybody? Yeah, we started a little bit late. I do apologize about that. Paula's in the house. What's up, Paula? Good to see you. What is your most anticipated upcoming horror movie? Let me know. Patricia Taylor's in the house. How you going? How you doing, Destination Station? I'm doing pretty well. How you doing, Patricia? Patricia says, Scott says he misses you, and he told me to tell you in Scream 7 we are returning to Stu's house for the third time. It's going to be abandoned and boarded up. That would be cool. That would be cool. Even though this isn't Scream Talk, we'll probably say that for some Scream Talk, but that's a cool idea if Stu's house is all boarded up and everything, kind of like Freddy's house was in some of those later sequels. Patricia also says, Scott, keep talking about the Killer Santa movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night remake coming out. Christmas time, I don't think it's a good idea because of a Killer Santa Claus. Yeah. They've done that remake once before. I was not aware that it was coming out again this Christmas. I'll have to look that up. Sounds interesting, but definitely if it's an upcoming horror movie, absolutely. It looks badly good. Which one, a troll? Patricia Taylor says, personally, what do you think the idea of Killer Santa movie? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Because to me, it ruins kids' imagination. No, I think it's all right. I think it's an okay idea. I think kids shouldn't watch it. I mean, I say that, and I was like a kid watching horror movies all the time. But you know what? Even though I watched like Santa horror movies and all these horror movies, it didn't do anything. Like, but yeah. I mean, if you're worried about that kind of thing, don't let your kids watch it. Let's see here. Talking Star Wars is in the house. I used to check sewers for Pennywise when I was a kid. Me too. I used to like get like a crowbar and like open up the sewer, lid and look under it. And I remember one time opening that thing, holding it open, and I like sat on the edge, and it was like really deep. And for somehow I lost the lid, and the lid landed on my leg. So I was like some other kids had to come over there and pull it off of me. And I was thinking, I was like, what if I would have fell down in there? That was such a steep drop. You don't realize how steep some of those sewer drains are until you lift that lid open. It's crazy. Talk to Star Wars says, if you haven't, highly recommend. I highly recommend Clown. It's not new, but it's Eli Roth and has Pennywise. Oh yeah, Clown was a good one. I forgot all about that. Talking Star Wars. Yes, that was a good one. Where like he puts on like, was it the makeup or the clown mask, and it wouldn't come off, but when he tried to, it would like rip his skin. That was a pretty decent one. I remember that. That was pre the remake of Pennywise. So yeah, that kind of like. I keep using that term. I use it a lot. Scratch that itch for that clown horror. And now we got Terrifier and It. I can't wait for that It HBO show. I think that's going to be awesome. But yeah, Clown was definitely. I'd like to see a sequel to that. That was. I can't remember how it ended. It's been so long. A troll says, "Talking Star Wars, that's a good one." Yes, it is. Patricia. Scott told me to tell you and Marcus, YouTube, I saw his favorite YouTuber. Nice. Absolutely. Let's see here. DJ's in the house. DJ, what's up, buddy? Let's see here. A troll says, do you think it might have 2 killers? And I know he did last summer. A troll, that's a great point. It most possibly could, and I think it maybe should, just to stand out a little bit. Will it be a little bit like Scream? Maybe, but it's always been kind of like Scream. It was like I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I would like to see it. What if it's Ray and somebody else? Or it would be crazy if it was Julie, but no, I don't think that would work. I want it to feel fresh. I don't feel like been there, done that. It like we get the killer reveal. Like I remember watching the original. I know we did last summer. I saw it in theaters a couple times, and I know what you did last summer was a lot of fun. The kills are few and far between. There's more kills on like the back half than there was the front half. which is fine. I love the character development. I love the story, and then carnage happens, right? Uh, but when that when the killer is revealed, I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, how the hell were we supposed to guess this? Because it played it off like it was a whodunit, like somebody knows what we did, but it just we never saw it. It would have been a much more impactful if we would have seen the killer earlier in the movie. You know what I mean? Like walking about, like working at the docks with Ray. Like Ray hanging out there working whatever and or whatever and coming bypass. Like him trying to get a job. And what if that was like the guy he was trying to get a work for, like had an interview with? Just a small scene. Give us one or two scenes with the guy before you even reveal who he is. I just felt like I was like, ah. I feel like maybe they thought about that and they didn't want to feel like Scream at that time. I don't know. But yeah, two killers, A-okay with me. Definitely A-okay with me. Let's see here. Talking Star Wars says, I think bad shot and the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer to throw us off. Oh, you're talking about where it looks like it's like a smaller frame or something? You think that like it's not a girl? You think maybe they're just kind of like trying to throw us off, but it's real. It's possible. It's very possible. It's possible that scene is not even in the movie. Knowing trailers these days. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a really, really good point. Let's see here. Talking Star Wars says, given the trailer, I think I Know What You Did Last Summer could pull a Scream 7 like Ray is a few short scenes like Dewdrop, and Julie is a Sydney having the shortest amount. Possibly, man. It hasn't even really crossed my mind. But just bringing this up, it makes me think: could we see Ray or Julie die? And if so, which one would you rather say goodbye to? Which one would be easier for you to say goodbye to, Ray or Julie? What if they both die? If they do both die, they need like a Gail and Dewey moment where they kind of reconnect and have a sentimental moment, and then I think if anyone dies, I think Ray would die. I think Ray would be the one to go. So yeah, Scream 5. I figured that's what you're talking about, Scream 5. Hey, Paula, I saw you. Yeah, good to see you too. Great to have you. Let me see here. Another movie to keep on your radar that I'm excited for is the Urban Legend reboot from Screen Gems. Not much to say about this, but I want to hear y'all's thoughts about the Urban Legend reboot because I am a big fan of Urban Legend, especially that first film. I like the second one. I don't really like the the straight to DVD Bloody Mary one. It kind of went like, no, it's not the direction I wanted. But we are getting it back, and this time it's talking about this will explore urban legends in the digital age. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that means. It like urban legends in the digital age, kind of bring it, and are they going to go back to um are they going to go back to slasher? That's the question. At least give us that. Are we going back to being slashers again? Because I would love to have another urban legend. I've been saying it for the longest time. Urban Legend and The Faculty need to be rebooted. And an urban legend coming back, that's awesome. I would also, I mean, even if you want to change up the killer's, look and everything, I might be okay with it if it looks good. But I prefer that first film. I like the hood and the axe. I just think it's cool. I know a lot of people felt like it was too much Scream. It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of movies too much like Scream. We don't have to compare every movie to Scream, but this was Urban Legends. I thought it had like a little bit extra flair to it. Honestly, I think I like the first Urban Legend more than I do I Know What You Did Last Summer. Don't hate me. Don't unsubscribe. Might be a hot topic, but I think I do. I think it's a more rewatchable movie. I think I have rewatched it more than a lot of I Know What You Did Last Summers. I don't know if it's as good as I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. They're kind of like right there because they have some really cool kills, really good set pieces, but Urban Legend has some great characters, and it kept you surprised and twisting in the Urban Legends with the kills was just a fun and cool experience. I don't feel like that movie gets enough love. I always said that it would be great as a TV series, like every season's a different urban legend, but I would like to keep it like slasher, not go supernatural or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to how they're going to bring that into the digital age. It's really puzzling me. You know what I mean? So let me hear your thoughts about it in the comments. How do you think that they're going to tackle this? Urban legends in the digital age. I mean, the first one had horror icons like Robert Englund. You had Brad Dourif, who voiced Chucky. You had a great cast. You had a great killer, and the twist worked. I was like, man, that was a good twist. That was a damn good twist. That was one of those movies I was kind of like a little shocked. I was like, oh, cool. I can see how that happens now, but I kind of wasn't really expecting it, you know? So yeah. What do you think about that? Urban legends. And which ones do you like more? Do you like I Know What You Did Last Summer more or Urban Legend? We're just talking about those first ones. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend. Not I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, not Urban Legend 2, Final Cut, anything like that. Just which one would you prefer? Really want to hear your thoughts. Let's see here. King Matthew III says we also got a rumored reboot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming out with Glenn Powell starring. Why? Who's that? Yeah, I heard about this. Well, here's the thing about that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was another one was rumored to come out. I kind of wanted a sequel to the last one from the Netflix movie, and I know that some people disliked it for certain reasons, but I thought it was pretty solid, especially the massacre part. You know, like and the small setting in that little town. There were some characters likable more than others. I would have definitely done something different with that ending, but it worked for the most part. I liked it. I thought the kills were gnarly. But then soon after, we hear that there's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie with a gated community, like a neighborhood or something, or I don't really know. And so that I haven't heard much about that for a while. And then soon after that, I hear that I think what you're talking about is Glenn Powell has shown interest in being a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. He wants to do that. He's like loves Texas. And I live in Dallas. And yeah, Texas like I don't think this is confirmed. I think that this is something that could happen. Glenn Powell has shown interest, and they are definitely trying to reboot Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if he's going to be in it or not, but what is IY? Why I don't know what that is. But yeah, Patricia says, are some people think the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night is going to get the same treatment like the original, where parents protest outside the movie theater to get the movie banned? Maybe. I don't think so now. Not nowadays, unless it's Terrifier level, which maybe it should be. But yeah. Let's see here. Patricia also says, Scott told me to tell you he's ready for another chance and he's sorry for it. Yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what we can do for sure. Okay, Patricia. Dominic Sinclair says the killer in this one is definitely going to be the character that is part of the main cast. You're talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer? I think you are with the next one. Yeah, I think so too. And I think I got my eye on somebody that's in it, and I do think it's a female character. I think one of the killer, if there's two, one of them is definitely a female. But it would be okay to have two, you know. And I want it to be connected to the original one for sure. Dom says, I'd rather have Julie die because Ray is a true final guy. Damn. All right. Hot topic. Hot topic, Dom. Okay. What does everybody else think? Why you gonna throw my girl under the bus like that, bro? I don't know. Ray is pretty cool too. But Julie, I don't know. I'm blinded by love. Yes. King Matthew the Third says, I seen somewhere online that another 13 Ghost film is set to release as well. They've been trying to get that on. Yeah, I've heard that too. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think another 13 Ghosts would be a lot of fun. It's way overdue. I'd love to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in years, but yes, that's definitely way overdue. I know a lot of people wanted like a TV series where each episode or maybe each season focused on one of the ghosts, which 13 seasons, that's a lot to try to get to. So maybe every episode is based around one ghost, and then by the end, there's 13 episodes. Maybe by the end, or the 14th episode or something, you got all the ghosts together, and then you can lead into season 2. But yeah, I think 13 Ghosts is a fun movie. I think there's some shit to chew on there. Bring Matthew Lillard back too as a ghost. I think he is the 13th ghost, right? He was the 13th ghost, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, Patricia Taylor says, I play a good prank on Scott all the time, doing creepy ghostly voices like from the Conjuring movie, which that's coming up too. We're going to talk about that on Horror Talk. Again, I got some thoughts on the new Conjuring Last Rites. Hell yeah. Y'all sound like y'all are having fun. Scott told me to say that remaking the Killer Dog movie Cujo, they might not be using a Saint Bernard. They choose in between. Hey, maybe. Yeah, I'm okay with that. With the Rottweiler, that's going to be kind of like Man's Best Friend. You ever seen that movie? It had like, what's his name? Anyone ever seen Man's Best Friend? That was like a Rottweiler. It was kind of like Cujo, but it was like a machine dog though, or something, right? Killer machine dog. I need to rewatch that. I remember liking that when I was younger. I never seen Urban Legends, so I don't know how the new one will be. Oh, you got to get on it. You got to get on it. We might do a watch party of that. We will do a watch party of that. The first 3, especially the first 2. The third one, but we'll do it just because to make it complete. But yeah, Urban Legend, especially that first one, it's one of my favorite slasher movies. Really good. Doesn't get enough love. It gets love, but it doesn't get enough love. Let's see here. Dom says, Urban Legend I prefer over I Know What You Did Last Summer. Dang. Yep. Okay. Sounds cool. I think it's more fun. I think there's a lot more layers to chew on, and you could do a lot with Urban Legend. I Know What You Did Last Summer. You kind of know what you're getting. Exciting. Does that make sense? I think that's why Urban Legend's a little bit better, because you could go in a lot of different directions. Being creative with it. It's a little bit more creative. King Matthew III says, I prefer I Know What You Did Last Summer due to the fact I've never seen Urban Legend. That's a good point, but you got to see Urban Legend before you can make that point. That's all I got to say, but I do respect it. A troll says, yeah, the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre was good. My sister loved that one. We need more Halloween Michael Myers movies or the TV show. Yes, absolutely. I actually interviewed. It's on my channel. You can search it if you haven't seen it, but I did interview Mark, excuse me, I butchered his name, Mark Burnham, who played Leatherface in the new Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I met him at Texas Frightmare here too in Dallas, and it was a good conversation. I got a lot of insight on there. I thought he played a badass Leatherface. I think he was one of my favorite Leatherfaces. Him and the one from the 2004 remake, That's my favorite one. The remake is my favorite one, and I want to rewatch that remake. Like that's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Honestly, if I had to like pick, I was like, man, that's. I think I like the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre more than I like the original. Don't unsubscribe. Don't hate me. Okay, this is just how I feel. I'm just a guy talking about movies, talking about shit. Love me for who I am. I love you for who you are. But yes, there's a lot of hardcore Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans out there that would crucify me for saying that. But still, but yes, we do need more Halloween Michael Myers movies. There's a lot of talks. There's a lot of rumblings around that they're going to do something. I think with Halloween Ends not being well received, I think they're going to try again. Go ahead and try again. What's that song from Aaliyah or whatever back in the day? Whenever she was like on that movie, anybody remember that movie Romeo Must Die with Jet Li and Aaliyah? And I want to rewatch that movie. I used to love Jet Li movies. Cradle to the Grave, the one, man. Anyways, what's up, y'all? What's up, Val? Welcome to the party, the general. Hashtag digital bouncer. Oh, yeah. Kicking trolls' asses one stream at a time. Welcome to the party. Hell yeah. Scott Phoenix for a Final Destination movie. That should have an animal attack instead of a natural. That's an interesting take. Like an animal attack? Like, I always think back to that movie, The Edge, with the bear attack with Alec Baldwin and Anthony Hopkins. I remember that traumatized me as a kid. That shocked me. And now it's like, I know if I go back and watch it, it's probably not going to be that much because we've gotten Deep Blue Sea. We've gotten Lake Placid. We've gotten Anaconda, a bunch of those. They're bringing Anaconda back. Creature features, you know, like, but that's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. Like maybe like a pack of wolves or something. I don't know. Like, or maybe just one of the deaths be an animal attack. Like they outlive something, but they're in the woods and they think they're in the clear, but then you see all these like animal eyes in the woods, and it's like, nope, death still got you, and they just got like ripped apart. Hell yeah. Sounds good. Val says she loved 13 Ghosts. I did too. It was a lot of fun. Dominic says Lance Hendrickson was in Man's Best Friend. That's it, Dom. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name, even though I have had a lot of conversations with the man. Hung out with him and Robert Englund, and they were like best friends. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So yeah. Thank you for that. Really, I need to watch Man's Best Friend. Has anyone seen that? It's a lot of fun. And I started realizing that it's a little quiet in here. All right. I don't like it too much. I don't like hearing myself talk. Anybody else feel like that? Val says, hell yeah, Urban Legend Watch Party. Urban Legend Watch Party. Urban Legend Watch Party. That sounds like a thing, right? We'll set it up. Absolutely. I have to get my good buddy Dom, get my good buddy Marcus, and maybe some others. Get her in here. I see that she's in here. What's up, her? Yo! What's up, girly? Welcome to the party. What you think about some Urban Legend Watch Party? Good to see you. Thank you for showing some love. Also, smash that like button if you're just popping in and popping out. Even if this is in replay mode, help a brother out. All right? I'm trying to build this channel up, okay? And I can't do it without y'all. Let's see here. Trisha says, for the Urban Legend alligator in the sewer story in the movie. I feel like that's a little cliche. Alligator in the sewer. That's happened before. Val says, Urban Legend is such a great whodunit. It absolutely is. Urban Legend is such a great whodunit. Does not get enough love. King Matthew III says, with Twisted Metal Season 2 filming soon, do you think Nevkin will be returning to yeah, I think she is returning to Season 2. I never finished the first season. I saw like the first few episodes. I don't know why I quit watching. It's hard for me to keep with the TV show. It really is. So I need to like get back on that. I don't even know if I still wasn't it on Peacock or something. I don't even know if I still have that. But yeah, I think she'll be back if she survived the end of it. Like I don't know, shit. You tell me. Dom says we also definitely have to do a watch party of the Relic, bro. Yeah, you've been talking about the Relic a lot, dude. All right, I remember when the Relic, Mimic, and Event Horizon all came back to back. Those movies were like gold, right? Chef's kiss. Like I was like, these are right down my alley. That was such a good time. I went to theaters to see every one of them too. Yes, absolutely. A troll says, love that Jet Li movie with the Liam. Movies around that time, early 2000s, were so good. Yeah, they were. Like it was just, I don't know, Romeo Must Die just had like a vibe to it. Movies back then had a certain vibe, and the music kind of played a big part of it. That's kind of why I like that new movie Sinners. Like I felt that, like the music is with it, which music plays a big part in Sinners. If you haven't seen it, not going to give anything away, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know. There was just like some style and substance to some of those Jet Li movies, especially those American ones. I don't know too much about the foreign ones that he was in earlier in his career or even later in his career. I just know the ones that I grew up with and loved watching. I used to think I could fight like him. Now I think I can fight like Jason Statham. If you've never seen The One with Jet Li and Jason Statham, there was also another movie called War with them two in it. Not that one. The One. Watch The One. Good sci-fi action. It's awesome. Let's see here. Patricia said, instead of natural disaster for a Final Destination, I think we should focus on it. Oh, didn't we already? Did this bounce, or is that the same question? Yeah, I thought she was returning for season 2. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it would be. I'm looking for a reason to rewatch it. I can set it up. We can talk about it. I think I Know What You Did Last Summer is next on the watch party list. We got to do I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll always know what you did last summer. It's going to be hard to get through that one, but we're going to make it. And then we can set up some urban legend watch party. Sounds like a plan. Paul Herr says, I just got back from seeing Usher in concert in London, so it's super late. But glad dang, that's awesome. I've never seen Usher in concert, but I've always wanted to see Usher, Eminem, Michael Jackson in concert. I wish I could. If anybody, I'd love to see Michael Jackson in concert. But that's awesome. I've always been a big fan of Usher, and like just thinking about Usher for a second. I've been talking about. I said something about it earlier. I'll bring it up now since you're bringing up Usher. I want to see a reboot, not a remake, of The Faculty. I know they said that they're doing a remake, but I wish they would just do a reboot. We don't need a remake. Bring back Usher. Bring back Elijah Wood, Josh Hartnett. All those characters pretty much survived. I think it'd be cool to see them back on the film again. I don't want to just feel like we've been there, done that again, unless it's like something really cool and unique. They're taking a completely different direction. A troll said, I'm down for an urban legend watch party. Hell yeah. All right, I'll set it up. Let's see here. Patricia says, Scott told me to tell you he saw the trailer with Jenna Ortega in a Halloween movie with Michael Myers. We're not sure is. No, it's got to be fake. That ain't real. That's some bullshit. That's some baby back bullshit. Don't believe everything you see. King Matthew III says, do you think Saw 11 is still happening? Because I heard it was canceled, then I heard it was back on. So, yeah, it is very confusing because they are talking about, like, oh, it's not happening now. Like, this movie is supposed to come out, like, last year. Then it's supposed to come out this year. Now no one knows what's going on. I don't even think the filmmakers know what's going on. I think there is a script out there. They just don't know if that's the one they want to go with. They might be tweaking some stuff. I don't know what Tobin Bell's health is. He's up there in age. I think whatever they do, it's time to pass the torch a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to send it off. Like, I mean, they already ended it for a while, then they just brought it back with Saw 10. But if you want to keep it going, you got to find a way to send it off, hand it off to somebody. They just got to figure that out. What if Kramer's son actually survived all these years and his wife didn't let him know? You know, they could twist that. I don't know. There's a lot of flashbacks and a lot of like different layers. And this is his son. You know, I mean, Spiral, you know, you could go a little bit in that direction. I don't like that being open-ended. I want to see what the heck's going on there and what they could either close it out or do something with it. Don't just leave it like that. Dom says The Defender and Fist of Legend are good Jet Li films. Absolutely. Let's see here. Val says we definitely have to follow up. I know you did last summer's watch parties with Urban Legend watch parties. Yeah, I think that's like a great combo. Like do that one and then do Urban Legends. Like 1 week we tackle I know what you did last summer. The next week we tackle Urban Legend. I think that's great. I think it's a great idea. Har says I've seen Usher and Eminem, both freaking amazing. Dang, I'm peanut butter and jealous. I need to go to more concerts. I do go to some concerts. It's been a while since I've been to a concert, but yeah, that's super awesome. Hell yeah, would have loved to have seen Michael Jackson. Yeah, I think he would have been the shit. What's the reboot Urban Legend? Are they going to use the same actors? Are they going to bring back the original killer who did the killings in the original? We don't know yet. It's just all it says is that the reboot from Screen Gems will explore urban legends in the digital age. And I don't know what that means. I hope they're going to keep a slasher angle to it, you know? I was saying it earlier. I hope they do something like that with it. Melissa Wildcard's in the house. What's up, Melissa? Welcome to the party. Hey, Destin. How you doing, girl? Oliver. Hello. What's up, all? What's going on, brother? Good to see you here. Let's see here. It would be cool for Scream 8 if it happens, if they get Jennifer Love Hewitt to cameo and have a scene with Nev Campbell, since they were both in the part. You know, I would say yes to this, but I also want to say no, not in the Scream movie. Since they're rebooting the Scary Movie franchise, it would be cool to see them two cameo. Like, they're best friends. And wouldn't it be cool if, like, Cindy and who's her friend? She has like a friend or something, and they're walking together or something, and then or they're looking for some help, and they go like, oh, we know somebody that's gone through all this before, and they end up seeing Nev Campbell and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and they're like, yes, we've been through this before. Good luck, or something, like that. Just kind of popping their head in, making a little funny gag and popping out. I think that'd be better for a Scary Movie film. Dom says, definitely, Destin, you definitely an Eminem stan. Growing up, man, so many people used to call me Eminem. It was crazy. Like, I used to rap at college and everything. I don't know. Eminem was a big inspiration in my life when I was younger. Not so much now. Still like his stuff, but yeah. Back at, I'm not telling y'all this. Never mind. I'm not gonna tell you what my nickname was in college. You'll never let me let it down. I'll remember it forever. I don't know. Maybe for a super chat. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to. I can't tell y'all. Even for a super chat. I don't think I could do it. Those days are behind me. Let's see here. Oliver says, I've seen Usher and Eminem on TV. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. What's up with Usher always doing the like little cherry thing and like serenading the girl and popping the cherry in her mouth and all that kind of stuff? And like a lot of guys are like jealous because that's my girl or that's my wife, and Usher's doing that to her and all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't know. It's Usher. It's Ursha. I shot him 6 times. What's up, buddy? Destination Station, bro. I'm gonna send you the Weekend Michael Jackson mashup title. Sacrifice the floor. It's yeah. Send me that, dude. Like, yeah, because the Weekend. I'm a big fan of the Weekend too. He's got a horror movie coming out very soon as well that we got to discuss. But we were just talking about the Urban Legend watch party, and I know you did last summer watch party, buddy. We're gonna have to set some stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Got to give the people what they want. Let's see here. Har says it's nearly 3 a.m., so I am going to get some sleep. Have a good night. Oh, yeah. Thank you for showing some love, Har. We got to do some streams together. If you're interested on some watch parties or you want to come on some Scream Talk or something, just let me know. I'll send you an invite, and we will talk it up. The Weekend is so fire. Yeah, The Weekend is really good. I was listening to The Weekend before The Weekend was The Weekend. He was just The Week before he became The Weekend. Okay, that was a little lame. It used to make me dance like this. Anyways, that's how I dance, man, but it's not how I rap whenever I was in college. Patricia says, Ghostfacers returning for Scary Movie 6, but with a different actor. Ghostfacers? Dang, that sounds like Fast and the Furious, but with ghost faces. You got my brain thinking. Making Ghostface with Fast and the Furious? Ghostfacers. Ghost Racers. Not Ghost Riders, but Ghost Racers. Okay. All right. There's something there. Let's see here. Scott says he misses you, Margaret. Yeah, absolutely. Damn it, Dom. That's it, dude. You let the cat out the bag, man. You let the cat out the bag. How you remember this stuff, man? You've known me for too long. Hot damn it, Janet. Let's see. Patricia says, every time we put Scooby-Doo on the TV, our dog Red watches Scooby-Doo all the time. Nice. Hell yeah. Oliver says, do you have any updates on Saw 11? I don't. Not at this time. I know that there's rumors saying it wasn't happening, but then somebody that was working on the film was saying that's not true. We are working on the movie. We just don't have any updates. I think they are working on it. They're just still working on the script. I think they're still trying to put it all together. Marcus! Instead of Martin. Marcus! Start his own sitcom. I shot him 6 times! Marcus! King Matthew III. I just got my tickets for Final Destination 6. I'm hoping my theater experience goes better than when I went to see the Minecraft movie. Everyone crashed out over the chicken jockey line. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't even seen the Minecraft movie, but I've heard about the chicken jockey stuff. So yeah, I got my tickets for Final Destination 6 as well. Next week, I will have a right out of theater reaction on that. Might do a live stream right afterwards. Definitely sometime that weekend. But tomorrow night, I'm seeing Clown in a Cornfield. And I will have a right out of theater reaction for that. Please smash the like button here if you're just popping in. I know we're getting a little bit of, like viewers are up and down. And, when it goes into replay mode, everybody will watch this and stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. But yeah, Clown in a Cornfield. Going to see it tomorrow night. Definitely going to do a right out of theater reaction. Definitely going to do a review over the weekend. I'm really thinking about going live tomorrow night. We'll see how I feel. If you want it, let me know. Or should I wait for everyone to kind of see it and then maybe do it like Saturday or Sunday night? We'll see. I shot him 6 times. Says got to run across to the store. Yeah. Hey man, you ain't supposed to be. You ain't supposed to say that. That you already know, man. You ain't really not supposed to say that. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife. It's gonna be something like this.
I'll be right back.
See that? But you do you, bro. Good luck. A troll says, "What's your craziest theory going into Scream 7?" Wow, it's not even Scream talk. That's Friday night. Craziest theory going into Scream 7. Craziest theory is that all the events of Scream 1 through 6 were fake. They were all stab movies. And this would be not Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but Kevin Williamson's new Scream. I think that would be kind of cool. It was titled Kevin Williamson's New Scream, and everyone's playing themselves instead of in the movie. So Neve Campbell is not Sydney; she's Neve Campbell. Matthew Lillard's not Stu; he's Matthew Lillard, and there's really a killer on the loose, killing the real life versions of them. I think that would be cool. That's the craziest theory, and it could happen one day. I just don't think it's happening with this one. Oliver says, "I feel sad for him. He went from Back to the Future to being killed by Jason." Yeah. Yeah, he might have made some bad decisions career wise, but we still got love for him, right? And I got out of dinner tonight to his father's nice. Yeah, y'all have fun for sure. Oh, Marcus broke the rules. He's dead. I know, he's gone. Marcus can't break the rules because he's Ghostface. Damn. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Yeah, Marcus did break the rules. And we're probably, I don't know if he's going to make it back before this stream is over because we're actually probably going to be wrapping up very soon. I am seeing Final Destination next weekend. Going to have right at the theater reactions. It's getting, the review embargo is lifted early, so that's a really good sign. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with it, how they're going to handle all this stuff. Majority of the reviews and early reactions sound pretty dang positive. I know that there's been like 1 or 2 that people were saying that it disrespects death. I don't know what that means, but not going to say any names, but Critical Overlord is saying that the movie disrespects death, and I don't know what it means, and he wasn't a big fan of it. I'm going in with the open mind. I'm going to have some fun with it. If it's better than 4, I'll be okay. If it's better than 4, the Final Destination, I'll be okay. All right. I don't know how you're going to top 1 and 5. But I hope it's something fresh. I hope it makes it longevity, reboots it to where we can get more of these. I hope it ties into 1 a little bit more too. So yeah. And Clown on the Cornfields tomorrow night. I need to see more horror movies. I need to see a lot more horror movies. More watch parties too. In the meantime and in between time, Patricia says, Scott told me he has an interesting idea for you. It's creamy, something scary. What? Jake, why don't you guys go to the actual stew house and do a live stream? We've been talking about that. We have discussed this for quite some time. That would be a great thing if a bunch of us YouTubers got to go to the Stu Mocker house and maybe put on like something really cool. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'm down for it. King Matthew III says, my theory for Scream 7 is Stu will reveal he killed Dewey in the final act, but Gail could have a nightmare of Amber. Scream 7 is still Stu reveal he killed Dewey in the final act, but Gail could have a nightmare of Amber. she thinks Ember killed Dewey until the final. I don't really know if I want all that to be that sounds a little convoluted, but I idea Stu killing Dewey. Like you could still plug that in, write that wrong. Come on, Final Destination 4 is a masterpiece. Hell to the no. But no. I was trying to think of something else nice to say. But I respect your opinion. I'm still alive. Like Demi Lovato, hell yeah. Patricia says, do you have Irish pubs or bars in America? I'm Indiana. Huge over, so is the fish. Nice. We have like Dan McGinnis. I wouldn't know if they're like true Irish pubs. I always want to go to Ireland and go to some Irish pub, the bar fight. It's an honor to my ass and an Irish pub. Just don't mess me up too much. This is fun. Don't bruise me up too much. Let me heal. Don't damage me for life. But yeah. Patricia says, are you watching a lot of YouTube videos about Stu's house or film? Yeah, I've seen some stuff like that on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of people's been done some pretty interesting stuff. You know, if we all did get together and rent this place out before we went, whatever that date is, I'm writing a script for all of us, and we're gonna like play something out. We're gonna make like a full-length movie for the weekend stay at the Stu Bunker house. We're gonna have like beginning, middle, and end, and I think that would go epic on YouTube. Do a whole entire movie. Let's see here. Dom says, but to be honest, after watching Final Destination 5 again, I put that above Final Destination 4, so my order is 5, 4, 1, 3, 2. That's still a messed up. I mean, I respect it. But no, well, good, because 5 is better than 4. I'd still say 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. Sounds like the code to the lock on my bicycle back when I was a kid. 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. King Matthew III says, I have to leave the stream for the night because I have to work in the morning, but I'll be on your stream tomorrow if you are streaming tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to see Clown in the Cornfield. I have a Riot Theater reaction, but yes, I'll probably set up a stream afterwards to do an after party. So be looking out for that. Because I just want to hang. Sometimes, like, I just want to hang out and talk about the movie. It's all in here. I'm sitting with my thoughts, and it's good to just get it out and talk about the movie. So everyone else, if Clown in the Cornfield is playing in a theater near you, go watch that shit so we have something to discuss tomorrow night, okay? Because it's usually coming out Thursday night, the weekend before. I shot him 6 times, says Destination Station, how do you feel about Randy returning in AI? Calls Chad and Min, given the rules of Scream 7. Only it's Ghostface tormenting them before they die. Oh! That's a cool idea. Like I like the idea of about Randy returning an AI form. That's cool. That could work, actually. I hope that does work. That's a great idea, buddy. What if it was? Yeah, say it only it's Ghostface tormenting them before they die. What if he gives them the wrong rules? What if Ghostface gives them the wrong rules and they try to use those rules later on in the movie? But they're like, oh, that was the wrong way. But then Ghostface kills them. And it's not the right rules. Then we get the right rules. That's something to chew on. Scott and I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos about Stu's house. Do costumes belong? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot on there. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's crazy. Rent's insane. Destination Station, we broke him. He put 5 above 4. All is right in the world. Hell yeah. You're right. We finally did it. Hell yeah. we thought he was can't get right. Now he can get a little right. You a little right. You good, man. You in the clique. You in the club. Hell yeah. Well, everybody, listen, this has been great. We've been going on for a little bit over an hour. I was just kind of playing it by ear, bringing back horror talk. What's your most anticipated horror movie coming up? There's a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to have a horror talk every week. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer. We got Clown in the Cornfield tomorrow night. Urban Legend is getting rebooted. We got the remake of The Faculty. We got Final Destination 6 Bloodlines coming out next week. What are you looking forward to? I mean, we also, don't forget, Megan 2.0 is coming out. We also got The Conjuring, The Last Rites coming out, among others. I know I'm forgetting a bunch. Let's just live, laugh, and die. That needs to be a shirt. Live, laugh, and die. Or live, die, live, bleed, and die. There's something there. We need to do a play on words and make our own shirt, our own logo. I'm gonna do that. You all broke me, but Jason Goes to Hell is still the best. Whoa! Whoa. Easy, Seabiscuit. Easy, fuzzy little man Peach. That's another discussion. We will have a Friday 13th talk. Jason can go to hell. Just like the movie says. But I will leave you on a little bit of what do I want to leave y'all on before we call it a night? We will call it shit. Why does this keep jumping on me? All right. 1, 2, 3, go. I love your faces. Subscribe to Destination Station. See you again on Horror Talk. Be a part of Scream Talk Friday night, 10 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Central. Now, I keep forgetting that I moved that. And go see Clown in the Cornfield this weekend. Let me know your thoughts. Love your faces. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And I'll be right back.